Good morning. It's Tuesday, September 26th, and there's some good news today. Congress still hasn't come up with a funding bill, so I'm not talking about that this morning. What I'm talking about is the Writers Guild and the studios which reached a tentative deal, which could potentially end a 5-month strike that ground Hollywood to a halt. And I'm not so sure that was so bad. I didn't miss anything much in this 5-month period, because I don't watch regular television. I've been watching streaming shows, old shows, late at night. So it doesn't really matter to me if these guys are on strike or not. I appreciate the fact that they went on strike. I appreciate the fact that they were being screwed by the streaming and everything. But listen, that was a contract. They had a contract. And the contract called for residuals when any episode that they had written went on the air again. They would get a few more bucks. And I think that's correct. There's nothing wrong with that either. So they have to iron it out. So it took them months long to come to an agreement. And the exact facts about the agreement are not really known yet. But it's good to know that these guys will get back to work and they'll start earning their decent livings. And I don't know exactly what they're going to do about the streaming and stuff like that, and how they're going to figure out how to pay all these writers. So there's something out there about the particulars involved in the ending of this strike. We don't even know if it's really ending because the rest of the union membership has to agree to whatever went on. But the leader of the union said, what we have won in this contract most particularly, everything we have gained since May 2nd is due to the willingness of this membership to exercise its power, to demonstrate its solidarity, to walk side by side, to endure the pain and uncertainty of the last 146 days. That's what the union leadership came out and said. It is the leverage generated by your strike in concert with the extraordinary support of our union siblings that finally brought the companies back to the table to make a deal. Okay, so they praising themselves for sticking it out, and that they deserve that praise. Being on strike for 146 days is not easy. So this is what I know about how they get paid and how much these guys really make. And there are many aspects involved in screenwriting. But I'll just talk to you about a basic script that a writer may have written, and then it goes into the hands of the producers of the show. And that's like a 3-step deal. So before I actually get into how much they actually make, one of the important steps in this process is learning how to sell a screenplay. That is not an easy thing to do in any way, shape, or form. And part of that is because there is no Hollywood human resources department putting out ads for writers. You can't pick up a store on Ventura Boulevard and walk in and sell your script. So scripts are sold every day. But the best way and the most proven way to sell a script is to use your own network. So when you become a script writer, if that's what you want to do, you have to know who and how it works in Hollywood. You have to go and recognize and make contacts in the TV world and in the movie world in order to sell your scripts. And let me tell you that when you are a talented and creative person, you do not necessarily have the skill set that's required to help you sell scripts and to get to know the right people. So obviously, that's why they have agents out there to help you do this work. So that's what I want to put on the table in the first place. You can have all the talent of writing and everything like that, but you have to have the chutzpah and the knowledge to sell this product. Okay? So now, once you get to the step of selling this product, this is what happens. Now, the dollar values that I'm about to talk to you about are the dollar values that are gained by the members of the Writers Guild Union. If you're not a union member, you may be paid less or more. Who knows? If you're a good negotiator, maybe you get more. And if you got talent, a lot of talent, and you're a known quantity, you may get more. But this is the basic pricing structure for a member of the Writers Guild. It's a 3-step process. The first step is the delivery of what they call the original treatment. And that's value is somewhere between $30,000 and $50,000. And once you have given that script over, that first treatment, that is in the hands of a new owner. People you're dealing with now own that script. And it's their choice to go to the second and the third step. And if they choose not to do that, you got your 30 or your 50 grand and you're at it again. And I don't know what will happen if they decide to use your thing and get somebody else to finish it. I don't know about that. But assuming everything goes well, and then after that, then you deliver the first true draft of the screenplay. And that's worth another $30,000 to $50,000. And then once you've done that, there's a final step. And that's called the final draft of the screenplay. And that gives you about $10,000 to $30,000. So that's the whole package. If you're a member of the Writers Guild, it's that 3-step process. If you're not a member of the Writers Guild, I guess you're on your own and negotiate whatever way you can. And if you're well known, if you've gotten to a certain point in life where you've written several scripts and you're famous or not so famous, but a knowledgeable guy and people like you and you have a profession, then you could make more or less, and you don't have to belong to the Writers Guild. But I think if you don't belong, then you'd be responsible for having a new contract every time you wrote a script. And I don't know if the average person could deal with that. But then these writers are probably not average people. So that looks like a pretty good deal, because you could make between $72,000 and $150,000, right? But there's a kicker, because at the end, your agent, all these guys have an agent, he gets 10%. So there goes at a minimum $7,200. And your manager gets 10% because these guys have managers, right? That's like agents. So there goes another 10% of your money. And then your lawyer wants 5%, so that's another piece of it. So you really only have 75% of your fee left. And now you get to Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam is just like everybody else. He gets at least 10. And then your accountant, who tries to help you not pay as much as you have to pay, he gets a share of this money also. So screenwriting is not such a profitable profession as you would imagine. You're an independent entrepreneur, and you have all of these taxes and everything that you have to take care of. So you have to write, in my mind, at least 2 or 3 scripts a year to make a decent living. And that's not easy, because how many people can come up with a great idea every 2 or 3 years? Unless you're writing for a show and it's the same set of characters and the same predicaments that they constantly get into. So nice living is out there. Have a great day. Bye.